Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move the following motion: that this Assembly adopts the report of the Committee on Transport and Infrastructure on consideration of the technical audit report on solar floodlights installed in markets within the Wote Municipality, laid on the table of the Assembly on 10th May 2023. Madam Speaker, Section 138 of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 provides for the conditions under which the county government or its entities or third parties may receive grants or donations. Further, Section 138, Part 5 states that funds received in the form of grants or donations shall only be spent in accordance with Article 224 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010. Further, Section 178 of the PFMA 2012 provides conditions in which urban areas or cities may receive grants. The county government of Makuenî received financing from the World Bank through the Kenya Urban Support Program in the financial year 2018 to 2022 for the implementation of various programs listed under two categories, that is Urban Development Grant and Urban Institutions Grant. In the financial year 2020-2021, Wote Municipality implemented a project on the supply, testing, training, and commissioning of 27 eye-mast floodlights in selected urban centers within Wote Municipality. The project was budgeted under the Department of Lands, Urban Development, Environment and Climate Change as part of the QUSP budget line. Madam Speaker, the contract period was 16 weeks, with commencement date being 18th March 2021 and the completion date being 15th July 2021. The project was not implemented as scheduled, and the contractor requested for contract time extension, with the last revised completion date being 25th of February 2022. The contract sum was Kenya shillings 58 million at 5,224 shillings, but due to contract variations, the amount certified for payment was Kenya shillings 57 million 965,840.49 shillings, with a total of Kenya shillings 5,796,584.05 held as retention to be paid after the defect liability period. Madam Speaker, following a request of a statement regarding the eye-mast solar floodlights installed in markets within Wote Municipality, an inspection report was tabled that recommended for a technical audit of the project. The Committee on Infrastructure, Transport, Public Works, Housing and Energy requested the technical audit report that was submitted and tabled in the County Assembly and committed to the committee to consider and report to the House. The committee interrogated the technical audit report on the eye-mast floodlights and found out the following. 1, upon complaints from the County Assembly on non-performance of the floodlights, an inspection of the 27 floodlights was done and recommendations drawn. The contractor was directed to replace the batteries at beach and news floodlights and observe on the performance for the 2 months to ensure they were perfectly working, and if there was no problems detected, the contractor was to correct the defects in the other 25 floodlights. As at April 2023, the defects had not been corrected and the defect liability period had elapsed. The floodlights were not working as per the expectations of the Wote Municipality Board and members of the public, as annexed in Part 2. 2, it was established that Wote Municipality did not involve the technical department of the county government to provide technical support during the conceptualization and implementation of the project. The mandate of developing the design and the bills of quantities was given to the consultant. The contractor, Safe Power Limited, was to supply and install items or components as specified in the bills of quantities and as provided in the site instructions issued by the consultant as variations. The contractor supplied and installed some items and components that were not specified in the bills of quantities, nor through the consultant's site instructions as was established by the committee during oversight of the floodlights. E.g., he supplied 100 watts floodlights instead of 150 watts, faulty batteries, substandard connector cables, and others. Number 4, it was established that the project design and structural drawing provided had no gaps identified in the civil works design and drawings as they were detailed and specifications provided. However, the electrical and solar system design provided was sketchy and lacked detailed specifications, which resulted to variations of the bills of quantities during implementation of the project. Annexure 7. Finding number 5, Section 115 of the Public Procurement and Assets Disposal Act 2021 provides for engagement of consulted services. Therefore, Wote Municipality sought for consulted services in the implementation of the project. The municipality entered into contract with Grid Consult, who were mandated to be the project manager and develop the designs and the bills of quantities for the high-mast floodlights. Number 6, the bills of quantities submitted to the committee did not provide clear specifications for the electrical components of the solar systems, which led to the installation of substandard items and components, such as solar panels, batteries, battery terminals, connector cables, and drop cables from the solar panels. This is contrary to the provisions of Section 60 of the Procurement and Assets Disposal Act 2021, as seen in Annexure 3. The variations in the bills of quantities were approved through the recommendations of the Project Implementation Committee in accordance with Section 139 of the Public Procurement and Disposal Act 2021 and communicated to the contractor by the consultant as site instructions. Oversight of the project proved lack of standardization of the project, as the committee observed that the batteries were defective and faulty, as they could not power the floodlights for the required hours apart from Nyunzu and Beach, whose batteries were replaced. There was mix-up of electrical items such as battery brands, inverter brands, charger controllers, different cables and wires, sizes, and from different companies, different solar panel brands, etc. The committee established cases of vandalism at some sites, as there was broken doors and the battery housing and stolen batteries. Further, some sites were not fenced. The committee observed that the municipality did not give clear specifications for the project, neither involved the technical department. The consultant provided a poor solar and electrical design and misleading bills of quantities, and the contractor deliberately implemented the project aware that it won't work. the municipality went ahead and paid solar installations that were not working. The committee finds this as a conspiracy between the client, the consultant, and the contractor to defraud the county government. Mr. Speaker, sir, based on the findings, the committee recommends as follows. 1, that Wote Municipality, in consultation with the Department of Infrastructure, Transport, Public Works, Housing and Energy, to redesign the electrical and solar component of the project, the cost of the redesigning and rectification of the system, and submit the report to the County Assembly within 30 days. The correction of the defects should be done in line with the new design and bills of quantities within 60 days upon adoption of this report. Rectification and the associated costs to be recovered within the provisions and conditions of the contracts between the Wote Municipality, the consortium, who is Cyber Power Limited. 3, that pursuant to Section 156 of the Public Finance Management Act 2012, the Executive Committee member for Lands, Urban Planning and Development, Environment and Climate Change should institute legal measures against the 10 Wote Municipality Accounting Officer for failure to involve the relevant technical department as provided for in Section 151, Part 1 of the PPDA 2021. And 4, that the contractor should correct all the defects in all the high-mast solar floodlights, as well as supply and install the items and components as specified in the reviewed design and bills of quantities within 60 days after the adoption of this report. 5, that the municipality to provide security of all the sites to prevent vandalism immediately upon adoption of this report and notify the County Assembly within 30 days. 6, that pursuant to Section 150 of the Public Procurement and Assets Disposal Act 2021, an accounting officer or is or are appointed representative shall be responsible for ensuring that the goods, works, and services are of the right quality and quantity. Therefore, Wote Municipality Inspection and Acceptance Committee and the consultant should be charged for allowing the installation of substandard components of the solar system. Further, the Department of Infrastructure, Transport, Public Works, Housing and Energy should review and verify all bills of quantities to ensure that the items and materials specified conforms to Section 60, Part 3 and 4 of the PPDA 2021. 7, that the Office of the County Attorney should initiate legal measures against the consultant for aiding the municipality in loss of public funds through the implementation of a project that failed to deliver the expected benefits as conceptualized, which is contrary to the obligations of the consultant as stated in Clause 3, Part 1 of the contract agreement. 8, that failure by the contractor to correct the defects, Wote Municipality should terminate the contract under grounds provided for in Clause 32.1, Section E, and in accordance to Section 153 of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act 2021, with all the performance security as provided for in Section 142, Part 2 of the PPDA, and the contractor to be held liable for delayed performance as provided for in Section 140, Part B. And further, the accounting officer for finance should initiate debarring of the contractor under grounds stated under Section 41, Part 1, Section C of the PPDA. Number 9, that the costs of corrections of any defects after the site takeover should be borne by Wote Municipality. 10, that the Department of Infrastructure, Transport, Public Works, Housing and Energy should always be consulted in all infrastructure and energy projects implemented under the department or entities, from the conceptualization through implementation to the operationalization of the project, in order to provide technical expertise and ensure value for money is achieved. 11, that pursuant to Section 203 of the Public Finance Management Act 2012, the accounting officer, Department of Finance and Socio-Economic Planning, should initiate recovery measures against the then sitting board of the municipality during the implementation of the project, the consultant, Grid Consult, and the contractor, Safe Power Limited, if the corrections of the defects are not done within 60 days. 12, that the site handover and termination of the contract should be done as per the provisions of Section 153 of the Public Procurement and Assets Disposal Act 2021 and Clause 32 of the contract agreement terms and conditions, ensuring that the county government does not incur any loss. Mr. Speaker, I take this opportunity to thank the Office of the Speaker and the Clerk of the County Assembly for the logistical support according to the committee during the exercise. I take this opportunity to thank the members of the committee for their commitment, endurance, and input during the entire exercise. On behalf of the committee, it's my pleasant duty to present to this Honorable House the report on the consideration of the technical audit report on floodlights installed in within Wote Municipality for adoption. Mr. Speaker, allow me to call Honorable Jackson Dolo to second the motion. Thank you.